You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. We are so glad to have you back here at the Buddenveers Cricket Complex here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Clear blue skies, just a couple of clouds in the area. Nice breeze blowing through, so not too hot. We saw the matchup earlier between the Morsel Raptors and the Atlanta Fire, where the Atlanta Fire, they become victorious by 19 runs. Now we get to see the Orlando Galaxy take on the Atlanta Lightning. Now these are two sides that have a much different tale in this Southern Division that is jam-packed up near the top of the rankings. The Orlando Galaxy, well, they would not be considered up top of the rankings here. They actually are dead last in the Southern Division. In their 6 matches, they haven't won a single game, and so if they want any chance of the playoffs, which if they've pretty much been eliminated, they have been eliminated actually because they're teams with 3 wins. They would need to win out. They have a chance. There's an outside chance here. You're not going to put any infinitives on it. There's an outside chance that they will make themselves into the playoffs, but they'd have to win by big margins the rest of the way through because teams have 3 wins, and when you have just a total of 10 games to play, they've already lost 6 of theirs. The net run rate also is not doing them any favors at a -310. Well, when we talk about the Atlanta Lightning, they are second in the division just based off net run rate. 6 points to their name, 3 wins, .54 run rate, and after their 2 wins against the Atlanta Fire last week, that has propelled them up to that point in the rankings. So seeing the Morsel Raptors lose game 1 is huge for them, but the Atlanta Fire now, they would come out with a win today, so they have 3 wins to their name. So you're not going to want to drop today. You want to keep yourself ahead on that net run rate, on the fact that you have beaten them twice. The net run rate would be in favor of the Atlanta Fire, but if the Lightning can win today, it would null all of that fact. When we talk about the Atlanta Lightning, of course, led by Unmuk Chand and Funny Samadry, those are the 2 that would stick out as names to note. The 2 big additions into the side. And then when we talk about the Orlando Galaxy, this is a team that lost Tejnarayan Chanderpaul. So just been looking to make things back. Pull first there usual plans have been to open with Sumit Sarawat and let him swing the ball. Usually he bowls 3 overs and they'll let it run from there. You know, they have tried a couple of different pieces. No Hito Leslie in the team today. Hardik Desai has been solid. No Devashri Patel, who was the other opener when they were at Church Street Park. They also do feature William Trigar, Nasir Ahmed, Kishun Balaguman, Bhaskar Ganasakti. No Matthew Comrie, the under-21, the leggy. None of him today. Mitul Patel, who won't be keeping wicket in favor of... He'll be in the 11, but won't be keeping wicket. It's Advit Varadarajan, so going with the youngster keeping wicket. And then we talk about Rohit Dutchin, Dimitri Adams, Sumit Sarawat, we already mentioned. And that's the 11. And they'll also feature Praveen Bora, someone who's played locally in the Florida area. And then for the Atlanta Lightning, their 11 goes as follows. You have Udmuk Chand, the captain, who will be keeping wicket again today. Hussein Talat, the man from Pakistan. Pankaj Kumar Rao, who opened the bowling. Funny Samadry, who you know is going to operate in the middle overs. Junaid Siddiqui, the ex-Canadian national. Here Patel, the under-21. Aryan Chenchu, the under-19. Romario King. For today's match. So here we go. It looks like Sarawat is going to start things off with ball in hand here for the Orlando Galaxy. They're going to want to get off to a good start. We saw the Raptors struggle to chase in that first matchup of today. The two opening batters, Mark Parchman. And you see Sarawat, the man in the middle. He'll be bowling into Mark Parchman and Udmuk Chand. And Sarawat has a fifer to his name and is going to want to get off to a good start here today. If he can get off to a good start, he can put the team under pressure. We'll see how Sumit Sarawat starts things off. Is someone who gets that movement away, hits a hard length on this wicket, should find some success because of the fact that he does hit the deck and let the ball move off of the surface. Not going to move sideways off the surface, but the bounce can be variable. Here we go. First delivery into Mark Parchman. Pulled. Is going to be race away into the leg side. Won't get enough to the boundary. But will be a couple of runs to open up the account for the Atlanta Lightning and Mark Parchman. Parchman, someone who's known for his explosive starts here, and we've seen it already at the Butterm Veers Cricket Complex. Get things going very quickly and early on. So if he can stick things in, it takes a lot of pressure off Udmuk Chand as well, who I think is best suited for a role where there's one-sided hitting and he can be a single-double until he gets himself going. But a shots like this that'll keep the scoreboard ticking will just be one this time, straight down the ground. Player, big time name. So sometimes just maybe a little extra pressure to prove yourself when you head to a new franchise and you take over leadership. From the umpire there. Again, Parchman is someone who enjoys getting his hands free through the line of the ball. Can score in different areas as well. And is a treat to watch if he gets going. I think the area you'd like to be is the area Sumit Sarawat was trying to operate in, his back of a length. Just want to be closer to the body. Looking to cut again, this time inside the wide line. Again, Sarawat's getting good shape, even on a wicket that's not offering a lot in terms of movement. But the bounce will be variable, something to watch for as we see more and more games played here during Labor Day weekend. 1 of 38. That one not given wide. Parchman, touch confused by that. He thought it was well wide. Umpire disagrees. Good comeback here for Sarawat, finding the length and keeping it around the off stump, something he does so well. Deep cover out for Sarawat. Slip in place. Pushed into the offside, no run on offer. So good way to come back for Sarawat. Ends the over with 3 consecutive dots. 1 over gone, 5 without loss.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go Rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Unmukchand, the man on your screen there, has a tall weight on his shoulders. His tall task, because again, just wants that big score for the Lightning. Hasn't needed it yet, but just wants that big score for the Lightning, just to cement himself as he made the move to Atlanta. The new bowler for the Orlando Galaxy is Hardik Desai. Very experienced Desai, someone who has been a part of this Galaxy setup and bowls handy overs. Given the role of opening without the likes of Devashri Patel, the left arm seamer, they elect to open with Hardik Desai. Slip in place for this side. Bowling into Mukchand. No deep cover. Spot of liking for Mukchand. Just the long on in the deep mid wicket. Can't be that wide. You cannot be that wide. Didn't get punished for it. Wasn't given wide, but you can't be that wide with a field that you have in place. You have a field made to be on the body line. You got away with it there. But I think if you want to have any success against Mukchand, you want to stick to the plan, stick to where the fielders are. I get the old double bluff. He's got to find his line quickly here this side. That's better. That's where you want to be. On a length, close to stumps. That's where it's hard to score. That's where your fielders will come into play if he tries to turn his wrists into the leg side. This is good work here from this side. Starting off strong, 2-dot balls. It's 5 consecutive for the Galaxy. They want to get off to a good start as well. Try to get their first win in the tournament. That one maybe staying a hint low on Unmukchand. This side coming a little bit more from an angled arm as well. And again, for Unmukchand, the struggles hasn't come from the stroke making. He's been able to play shots. It's just he's gone out cheaply. We've seen Unmukchand in the past really invest in an innings and be able to pick gaps and hit shots in the gaps. Instead, he's found fielders since being in Atlanta. And again, you can't keep a good player down for too long. You wouldn't expect him to be kept down for too long. As mid-wicket looks to come inside the ring. And cover goes deep. So again, I like this change-up because of Mukchand is someone who likes to play through covers. And if you give him any width, he will take advantage. I do like this percentage play here from Hardik Desai. In the air for a moment, away, just away from Desai. A nervy start here for Unmuk Chand. Quite nearly toss it straight back to the side. We'll take a second look at this. We'll try to get that to you at some point. Our production crew, best in the business, led by Babar Beg. We have Khalid and Junaid on cameras, giving you all these fantastic pictures today. Cut, and cut well. It'll be for 4 runs, not quite off the middle of the bat, but no fielders out in the deep and that region of the ground. Just had to get over the top and did so with ease. Unmuk Chand, he'll find 4 runs. Yeah, again, Unmuk Chand is given the width, and that's what we were talking about. You can't be that wide. You got away with it in the first one. If you're hard at the side, but you can't falter back there. You can't flounder into that region. There's just no protection, no deep third. You have the long on, and you have the deep coverage. You got to be full, and you got to be straight. You can dare him to drive through the offside, but you can't let him sit on the back foot and cut. That's better. So that's better. That's the length that you operate in, inner half of the bat, to close out the second over, 9 without loss.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले। हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Back here in the 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, Sumit Sarawat, he's back with ball in hand. And into Mark Parchman, who's seen an over at the non-striker's end. Long off in place for the hard-hitting Parchman. Pushed into the offside, it'll bring Chand on to strike. He's seen a lot of it so far, 7 deliveries he's faced. Again, the Lightning, they want to put some scoreboard pressure on the Galaxy, a team that hasn't found a lot of success with it. Been really reliant on the likes of Dimitri Adams, and that middle order just hasn't quite fired. They're going to want a lot of that in today. I'm interested to see where the Galaxy go in terms of spin later today. We'll get to that in a moment. Bowled him. Sarawat gets through Unmuk Chand, and his struggles continue in the Lightning jersey. But Sarawat, he's up and out of here. What a delivery this was. Getting through Unmuk Chand, getting through the defenses. Take a second look at this. Just through him. Played all around it to Unmuk Chand. And again, when you haven't given him width, he struggled. And the struggles continue. Chand has not been the same self he left back at Silicon Valley. And he'll go for a cheap score. The first wicket on the board. This is what Sarawat does. He takes wickets, attacks the stumps, lets the ball move, and does really well there. New batter in for the Atlanta Lightning, but right now it's all about Sumit Sarawat, the man on your screen. He has a fifer already in this season of minor league cricket, and he's amongst it already, getting things going. Again, it's just, look, that delivery was unbelievable. That little bit of movement, taking off stump, exactly what you want as a pace bowler. The new man in the middle is Zaran Shenshu. Under 19 promoted here. Didn't see action in last weekend's matchup against the Atlanta Fire, but now again I think would be asked to play that Rishi Pandey role from earlier today. 1-double. Make sure you don't eat up too many dot balls. Hold your wickets in hand. and let Parchman be the bigger hitter. Slip and a gully in place for Chenchu. Looks to pull. Was it in and out of the hands? It'll be 4. 4 runs straight away. A smile for the keeper. Hands on everyone's heads. Sarawat nearly picked up a second wicket there. I want to take a look. But how about this? How about this indeed? Sarawat back of a length. Extra bounce. Couldn't quite tell you there, but just away. Just away. Sarawat threatening Chenchu off the mark. I tell you, played a perfectly executed uppercut away from the keeper. But Sarawat, he'll take that one. He'll eat that 4 because he feels like he's right in the mix of this game. He takes a second wicket. Could just change the entire matchup for the Atlanta Lightning. Cuts well. Fielder out of deep cover. Pick up a single around on Chenchu, and after the first one would have been an edgy 4. This one well off the middle of the bat. 15 runs already for the Lightning. If you get to a score of 160, feel quite good about that. If you can get it up to 170, 180, you sense that there's just a lot of scoreboard pressure to deal with. Big gusts of wind blowing back to the back of Sarawat, and he'll enjoy that as long as it's not going in, running into the wind as a pace bowler. Stays very, very low. Will be wide as well. And I think the wind had something to say. It's blowing from the bottom right corner of your screen to the top left, if that makes sense directionally. And so that's the way the ball is going to push. And so for batters batting from the commentary box end, cow corner is going to be a region of liking. It's going to be harder to hit straight down the ground on this end of the field, especially into the leg side. Just that little bit of breeze. Looking to push. Sarawat's bowling real well, operating in the channel on the length. That's just going to give you something on this wicket. There's stuff in it for the bowlers. Just have to be patient. Can't get bored with your lengths here. That's going to be the key here, the Burnham Veers Cricket Complex. And Parchman, who's usually off to electric starts, he's been kept quiet. 4 from 7 deliveries. 1 delivery to go here in the 3rd. No single on offer there. It'll be a dot ball to end the 3rd over, 16 for 1.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Aaron Chenchu. That's the man on your screen here. So you enter the 4th over. The 1 down bat coming in for Mukchand after the wicket. The youngster, the under 19, a lot of weight on his shoulders now. Again, we want to play that Rishi Pandey role. 1-2 plays closely with Rishi Pandey and MILC Jr. Leaves it alone. Heart of the side starts with the wide. Chenchu, he's played a lot in the Atlanta area. Grew up around these parts and would enjoy this brand new facility that he's getting an opportunity to play at, and also would enjoy having the likes of Unmukchand as a keeper batter in his own right. Someone to learn from, mentor him as he looks to take his game to the next level and advance to USA setups. Looking to cut, just beat for pace there. Deep 3rd, deep cover. Better field for Hardik Desai with the length that he's bowling. And the line as well. He's keeping everything outside the off stump. And so if you're going to do that, don't want to have a heavy leg side field. Want to keep protection in those areas, because I'm okay if the batter tries to take you from outside the off stump and take you into the leg side and scores that way, they have to manufacture that shot. But if they just help it into third man and there's no fielder, that's the problem. This one will be tickled down for one. This is going to be the key for Chenchu. He doesn't need to get carried away in the big hitting role. He needs to just continue to find singles. I think Mark Parchman should try to do the same. Hasn't got off to his usual flying self. And so I'm curious to see how he elects to play. Is it just Sarawat that he's struggling with? Or it's his first time seeing Hardik Desai. Will he be able to find him for some runs? The wind blowing into cow corner at the moment. With the wind blowing in that direction, you just think he looks to take that area on. Again, Desai has to be very careful with the line. Anything that flows on the stumps, especially middle and leg, can find its way over the boundary. Straight, and long. Mark Parchman just watched that one all the way through. Full, straight, and helped over the top. There's never a question once it found the bat of Mark Parchman. Again, just too full, just too straight, and far too easy. Parchman was never going to miss out on a delivery like that. Again, for Parchman, free-flowing player, naturally aggressive, big hitter. And if he gets the ball in this area, and that's the area, you're not going to find that ball back inside the rope. Want to be on a length, closer to the body line. Full and straight, went for the Yorker. Does well. Good comeback delivery that from Desai. Going all the way full, backing his skills. Again, Desai is someone who very experienced around the Galaxy setup. Someone who shows an innate ability to just bowl handy overs. Isn't going to blow you the doors away with pace. Isn't going to get a crazy amount of swing. Good pace, decent enough movement. But it's just his ability. But right now, it's all about Mark Parchman's ability. Into the leg side, and he'll find a boundary. Mark Parchman goes all the way downtown for 6 runs. Again, just helping it all along its way. Pick the length early. Parchman, he's so good, so dangerous. And the Lightning will need him to stay in. So here we go, Parchman facing the final delivery of this over. What does Desai have in store? Is it a Yorker? Does he slow it down? When the Yorker finds an inside edge, Chenchu wants a single. He gets it. This is good running. Good running indeed to close out the 4th over. Need that to continue for the Atlanta Lightning. 4 overs gone. It's 31 for 1.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Dimitri Adams into bowl. Looking to pull, staying low, and this is where Dimitri Adams can be dangerous. We've seen spin on this wicket be tough to play, not just because it turns quite a bit for those bowlers who are able to move it, but it's because the bounce can just be a little bit inconsistent, and some balls will jump up, some balls will stay low, so it's important to play with that straight bat on this surface. This one's pushed into the offside, and so it seems to me like the Galaxy have just missed a trick by leaving out Matthew Comrie, their leg spinner, their young leg spinner, who's developed in every phase. He was such a strike bowler at Church Street Park just a couple of weeks ago. As this one's hit straight back down the ground. Got all of it straight back. And nearly taking out a couple of people here. Nearly take out a couple of broadcasts. And this time, nearly take out a walking Atlanta Lightning player. But how about this from Mark Parchman? Got the width, got the length he was looking for. Finds 6 runs all the way through. Okay, just taking another look at this. Adams pushing it out wide, and it's just the length that he's missed. And also, if you're well, spin from one end. And an interesting bowler being used now, Nasir Ahmed. He'll come in with the ball in hand. I'm curious to see what Nasir Ahmed has in store. Packed leg side field with a deep mid wicket, a long on. Still operating in the constructs of the power play. And Aaron Genshu, you've seen the big striking. Don't need to get carried away with some of your own. Just find a single, find a run, bring Mark Parchman to strike. Looking to cut. We'll just get it to Dimitri Adams inside the ring. Nasir Ahmed again, so experienced with the bat. This one's pulled in the air. It'll be away from any of the fielders and it'll run, race towards the boundary. And I think it got there. I think it got to the boundary. Yeah, it looks like it has. Umpire signals it. 4 runs indeed for Aaron Genshu. And for Aaron Genshu, the youngster, he'll be blazing with confidence after that one. Again, he wasn't looking to force that shot either. Just got onto the back foot and cut it away. This one looking to go straight back down the ground. Just finds the fielder in the ring. Again, got to get those singles, but that 4 really helps the account. If you can hold on just to 1 wicket here, you only lost a wicket in the power play. You scored 43 runs. You'd be in a good spot. Looking to pull, but never got all of it. I think it hit the handle on the way through there. Nasser Ahmed, you can see the quicker leggies that he's throwing through the air. A little bit of variable bounce in for the leggy. This time on the off stump, on the leg stump rather, taken into the leg side, and they'll find 4. That's really well played from the young man, Aryan Chenchu. Just flicked it off of the legs. Wasn't a great delivery and punished the way it should have been. Chenchu showing some good signs of life for the Lightning. Showing he's more than just a man who's going to sit there and wait for the ball to come to him. He's going to go right after the bowlers. Again off of the legs, again into the gap, and again running to the boundary. This time won't quite get there. Just be a couple of runs, but this is good batting. Good batting from the young man, who's able to find runs with flow at the moment. At the end of 6 overs, it's 53 for 1.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
The new man with ball in hand, Bhaskar Nangasakti. He'll have the ball here for the Orlando Galaxy. And here we go. More spin to continue as we close out the power play. Looking to go straight back through the offside. William Chagar there. Keeps it to just 1. Looking for 2 for a moment was Parchman, but good call from Aryan Chenchu. Bhaskar Ganasakti. Again, trying to get some overs of spin in here early. Are the Orlando Galaxy. Trying to save Sumit Rawat for the end of the matchup. Trying to see if they can get some of that variable bounce to take some wickets. Just hit back to Bhaskar there, but Chenchu showing a good sign here. He shows good ability to get those runs flowing, to get bat on ball. In the air, over the top of the infield. It'll race towards the boundary. Should be a couple, it'll be 2 as 3 fielders converge on it. And again, Aryan Chenchu, he's doing exactly the job of Rishi Pandey and what he was doing. Maybe a little bit quicker, but finding runs, making sure the runs don't stop flowing, making sure there aren't too many dot balls. Hit straight back, cries of catch it, taken. William Chagar does well, does really well. And there's a wicket there. Bhaskar, the spin continues, it works. And again, it was just Chenchu looking to go big once again and just missed out on it. Set straight back to Chagar, and he's going to feel disappointed. He was getting a good flow going with Chenchu, but unable to get what he needed from that. You take a look at the replay here. Tossed up with on offer, but just slicing it, and ends up getting to William Chagar out in the deep. In the Atlanta Lightning, they got what they needed out of Chenchu, batted through the power play, kept runs flowing, and will bring out a new man into the middle. Sagar Patel who's taking the number 4 role today. Sagar Patel, again, someone who has represented the Atlanta Fire as well as the Atlanta Lightning. Someone who can score big, had a big innings last weekend. And will be called upon yet again here to support Mark Parchman. 54 for 1 are the Atlanta Lightning. Excuse me, make it 56 for 2 now are the Atlanta Lightning. With Sagar Patel on strike. Bhaskar, he's done the trick. Exactly what was called upon to do. Take that initial wicket. Spin working for the Galaxy early on. Quick single for Sagar Patel as he gets himself off the mark. Parchman will face this final delivery of the 7th over. The Galaxy will need plenty more wickets to fight back into this match. The projected score at the moment, 168. They keep going at this with the struggles of the middle order for the Orlando Galaxy. It could be a quick second innings. Looking to go quick. Ball doesn't rise. Given wide late from the umpire there. Again, it's that bounce. It's that variable bounce. And if you play cross-batted shots, especially the sweep shot, reaching for it on this surface, you could just find yourself walking back. This one getting through the pads. That'll be the end of the 7th over. And at the end of the 7th over, the score reads 57 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Well, new bowler being introduced for the Orlando Galaxy. We've seen spin, now to be pace in the form of Kishun Balagobin. Starting things off into Sagar Patel. I like what I'm seeing from Advait up at the stumps. Pushed into the offside. It'll be on an outside edge. It'll run to the boundary for 4. Valuable runs here for the Atlanta Lightning and Sagar Patel. Unfortunate for the young man with the ball in hand, Kishun. The under 19, again, not a terrible delivery. He just found the outside edge and hurried away, raced past third man for 4. Again, full and straight, a little bit of width on offer. We'll find 1. Again, those runs ever so variable. Brings Mark Parchman back out onto strike. 30 from 20 deliveries, and if he can stick in there and make it a big innings for himself, the Lightning would feel very comfortable with their bowling prowess. The Galaxy, they need a wicket. Their struggles in the middle order, they've been highlighted in their 6 losses, and they're facing a heck of a bowling attack. Slower ball, good slower one. Good slower one there from the young man. Again, gonna want to see more of this from the youngster, and then you can bowl those variations. And there he is, that man. That's our cameraman coming back. You can see him hyping himself up as he's getting back, stretching it out. Wouldn't be able to bring you these productions. And yes, sometimes camera crew, they need breaks as well. This time, inside edge. Looks like it might have caught Mark Parchman on the body a little bit as well. But again, it's another brilliant day here at the Burnham Viewers Cricket Complex, and let it go from our cameramen and our whole production team to give you all these pictures as this one's hit down the ground. That's what minor league cricket's all about. It's about developing the game and spreading the game, and again, a huge shout out to all the production crews, especially our own, of doing just that, being able to spread cricket to different people across the country streaming on YouTube. You can catch all 38 games over Labor Day weekend. What a feat this is in terms of cricket in the United States. Just one on offer there for the Atlanta Lightning to close out the 8th over, 65 for 2.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Outside edge. Gonna run to the boundary. Yeah, it'll be 4. Unfortunate there for Bhaskar. Started off well, just a single. Just talking about how the Galaxy have a chance to bring things back, but again, things like that just have to go your way. There's nothing really anyone can do, or no third man. Just races. Mentioned earlier, the Orlando Galaxy have really improved their fielding from their first match at Church Street Park. Were abysmal there, but they've gone back. Catching's been good. This one's wide. Catching's been good. They've been good in the ground field as well. And that shows you a sign of a team that's coming together and starting to build. And yes, it's too late in their season, you feel, to make a real run. This one's hit straight. No chance. That one's gone. That one's well gone into the fire dugout and beyond. Hits the cart on the way through. Samuel Plummer's like, what are you doing? That's a monster strike there. Huge shot from Mark Parchman. Take another look at this. Just helps himself. Too full. Little bit of width on offer. No chance for William Chagar, stationed at long off. The Atlanta Fire, who are still hanging around their dugout, started to move out the way. Haven't seen them that urgent since the game ended. And Mark Parchman putting on a show. 40 runs on the board for him already. 77 for the Atlanta Lightning. Bhaskar under some pressure. Staying a touch low on Parchman. Again, something to watch for as we head through this innings, the second innings, and the matches tomorrow. Just how the wicket holds up. Straight back. He's got all of it. Yeah, forget about it. Over the side screen, as straight as you like. 6 runs, nearly missing the generator behind, powering the whole stream. Finds 6 more. Mark Parchman's on an absolute tear, lining up this Bunavier's cricket complex. And he moves just 3 away from a half century here. With 1 delivery to go in the 9th, Bhaskar took a wicket, thought he could get some momentum. Momentum all for the Parchman. Looking to cut, misses out. And that'll end an eventful 9th over, 83 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Heavy gusts of wind back here in this Bunavier's cricket complex. Knocking over some drinks and making some people a little bit worried about the equipment surrounding those drinks. Gishun Balagobin, the under 19 to continue. Was good in his first over, an unlucky edge to third man for 4. Other than that, though, was good operating around stumps. Quick single. Could be turned into 2. No, just 1. Advit, very good, very active behind the stumps. And this is also something I wanted to mention. We talked about for Hanford Hamilton, Jamar Hamilton, the way they came up to Aditya Badala and Atinder Subramanian respectively. This is now what Advit is doing for Kishan Balagobin. Up at the stumps, keeping the batters rooted in their crease and making them play the ball where it is. Parchman runs it into the offside. Pick up a single, moves to 48 now. The Orlando Galaxy, again, we've talked about it, will need wickets. They need to keep the Lightning's attack low. Keep them losing. Don't let them settle in. Shot straight back down the ground. That's going to be another boundary here for the Atlanta Lightning. It's brilliant, brilliant stuff from Sagar Patel this time. Getting in on the action. Waited for it. Picked the slower one. Once he got to that straight, there was never any doubt about it. Take a second look at that. Slower one out of the hand of Gishun. And just saw it all the way to Sagar Patel. And straight as an arrow to the side screen. 4 runs for Sagar Patel. Good start for the 2 men in the middle. This time on a length. Run to third man. Call of no. Cry of no. Missed field. Can't have those. Ken Sarawat won't leak to any more runs, but still something the Orlando Galaxy have worked really hard to get rid of those misfields. 1 delivery here in the 10th, 89 runs on the board. Eyeing a huge total are the Atlanta Lightning. Galaxy need to get some wickets and in a hurry. Straight down the ground. They'll pick up 1. Move into the 90s now in the 10th over. 10 overs gone. It's 90 for the loss of 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Nasir Ahmed to continue. Run to third man. We'll pick up a run there. Sagar Patel brings upon Mark Parchman, who's on 48. Just 2 shy of a half century. Would be a scintillating one at that. Already 90 runs on the board here in the 11th over. Set up for a big total of upwards of 180. Again, with just the suspect nature of the Galaxy batting. Could be quick goings. Parchman beats on the outside edge there. Nasir Ahmed, someone who would have been called upon for the bat, hasn't quite yet delivered the goods, but he's showing it with the ball right now. Plenty of talent on this Galaxy roster, just hasn't materialized. This one off the bat, said no. Sagar Patel, he's sent back. Good work using the wicket here. Again, letting the wicket be your friend. That's going to be the key for these bowlers. Sometimes bowlers just can get bored, especially in T20 cricket. This is the wicket that feels, if you are just in a similar area, it's tough to score. Runs on the board obviously help that cause. Staying low on Parchman. Missing everything altogether. Again, don't get too bored with that length. Keep being him on the back foot. His boundaries have come on deliveries that are full. Let him swing through the line. Keep him on the back foot. The ball is rising, the ball is dropping. Plenty of action happening when you're on a length. a series of dot balls. Haven't seen that in some time for the Galaxy. Big shout, not given. Take a quick single. We'll see if it's leg buys or if there was a bit of bat involved. Looks like there might have been some bat involved. So we'll move to 49. Will Parchman sending out the non-strikers end. Saga Patel. He'll have strike here for his final delivery of the 11th. A good over for the Galaxy. Pushed into the offside. Quick single taken. And they'll get it. They'll get it to close out the 11th over. A good 11th over for the Orlando Galaxy. It's 93 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
To continue, Kishan Balagobin. Clipped into the leg side. It's good bowling from the young man, the under-19, making a name for himself here in this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. And the Orlando Galaxy need to refuel with some Lakshmi foods, get themselves back into the contest. No run, Saga Patel in trouble. No, not quite. Been slow here has Mark Parchman since reaching that 48 mark. But 48 off 33, they've done the task. Even if they settle for 160, 170, that's still a total that's going to be tough to chase down in these conditions. No run on offer. Good clamp down here from the Orlando Galaxy. Can they sneak these quiet overs in? Can they pile them on top of each other and force the rash shot? Take the wicket. Find a way to put some pressure on the Atlanta Lightning, even after the scintillating start they got off to. In the air. It'll be the 50. It'll be the 50 for Mark Parchman. In 36 deliveries, Mark Parchman's gotten to his 50 with 1-4, with 6 sixes and a strike rate of 138. Bat up, Mark Parchman. What an innings it's been to start things off for the Lightning. And you know he's pumped about that. He's been incredible in this edition of minor league cricket. Really in every edition, just hasn't consistently been incredible. And this season, he's getting that consistency down. And a name to watch out for as we head towards the playoffs and even Major League Cricket coming next year. This one beats the outside edge. Bipun, where have you been? Kishan, where have you been? Kishan Balagobin. The Galaxy have been needing this all season long. Again, he just reminds me of what Aditya Padala is for the Morsel Raptors. And since of variation, or even in the Romanian, variation on a length, not getting bored with the way he's bowling. Nowhere to go. Saga Patel trying to go through covers, misses out completely. It's another good over for the Orlando Galaxy, sneaking them in here. 12 overs gone, 95 for 2.
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
To continue, it's Nasir Ahmed. Cut away, we'll find one. We've seen this from the Orlando Galaxy. A little foot stop. Led to a run out, actually, against the Baltimore Royals. And something you don't advise when you're running backwards through third man, but he's done it well, Sumit Rawat. In the air, and the fine runs, four of them for Sagar Patel, who's getting off to a ferocious start here. Little bit of width on offer, and just had to throw his hands at it. No deep third. So if he got it over the top of the infield, it was always going to be 4 runs. The hundreds come up now for the Atlanta Lightning here. In this 13th over. So they're going to need to just keep themselves going. This one hit into the offside. Picks up a single. Again, these two have done really well. They found boundaries and they found singles. And yes, they've had these couple of overs where the dot balls have started to pile on top of each other. But the biggest thing is that they are scoring and that they're consistently rotating strike throughout their overs. Even if it's not boundaries every ball, they're getting singles, getting doubles. And the Galaxy, they'll hang their hat on the fact that they've been able to keep some overs quiet, and they've done some really good things. It's just in between is where they've struggled. They've had really good overs, and they've had poor overs that have gone for 12, 15 runs apiece. Pulled, should just be 1. Dimitri Adams out there. I'll keep it to just 1. Never doubt when Dimitri Adams is in the field. One delivery left here in the 13th. The Atlanta Lightning got off to a flying start. They've slowed up as of late. But again, if they get to 160, a lot of scoreboard pressure. Even 150 could be tough. Back of the hand. Does well. Rohit Dutchin inside the circle. Keeps it to just 1 run there to close out the 13th over. At the end of 13, the score reads 113 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
$103 for 2 are the Atlanta Lightning. It looks like they're going to bowl out Kishan Balagobin. 7 overs left in this first innings. Straight back down the ground. Should just be 1, and it will be. Yeah, Kishan has just gone for 16 in his first 3 overs. He's bowled well. And again, when you talk about Balagobin and just... there is a place for bowlers like Balagobin, like Badala, like Supermanian in minor league and T20 cricket, and that's exactly why he does this. Doesn't get bored with the length. Yeah, a ball probably rolled to Mark Parchman. Not much he could have done. But he just forced it because of the pressure that was being put on with the couple of overs of dot balls. This one, again, just stayed maybe a touch lower, stayed inside. But again, this is the key here for Kishan. We've just talked about how there's a place for him in T20 leagues, a place for his type of bowling, because if you don't get bored of the length and you let the wicket do its thing, there is plenty on offer, especially on a wicket like the one we have here today. I believe the new man coming into the middle is going to be Hussein Talat to replace the man who just scored a half century, a wonderful half century for Mark Parchman, 52 from 40, 6 sixes and a 4 to his name, strike rate of 130. Yes, Hussein Talat, who will get to see his contribution with the ball as a pacer, was used to open the bowling alongside Pankaj Kumar Rao. Handy middle order player, very good at getting spin. So I'm curious to see how the Galaxy like to attack him. But right now, all eyes are on Kishan Balagobin, who's slowly making a name for himself. That's the brilliance of minor league cricket. You just get to hear names you maybe never would have heard of before. Think about Aditya Badal, Latinder Subramanian, Kishan Balagobin now. Even the Rohit Dutchins of the world. Funny Samadrys. This one's run beautifully through third man. Should be a couple. Will be a couple. Talat will get back. And we're talking about those types of bowlers. Yeah, Funny Samadry of the Atlanta Lightning is just one of those exactly. Doesn't get bored. A lot of variations. Uses the T20 surface as well. Dares the batters to take him on. So there is a market for those types of bowlers. Those types of bowlers find a lot of success amongst the wickets. Beautifully driven through the infield. The misfield there, going to leak a run. Can't have too many of those. The Orlando Galaxy, you just talked about how they've improved in the field. Can't have those things happen after you said that. But take nothing away from Kishan Balagobin and how he's handled this. The under-19 has come in, looks very calm, collected, trusts his skills, backs himself. He's just given up 20 runs and his 3.4 overs, taking a wicket as well. Flick to fine leg, chance of a run out. No, won't be. Throw high. Probably would have been home even had the throw been on target. So one delivery to go here for Kishan and his spell. Into the lefty Talat. And Talat, we know of his capabilities with the bat through his domestic records back in Pakistan. But he hasn't been able to deliver the goods so far in minor league cricket. Leading edge will lead to a single at backward point, and that single will close out the 14th over. And at the end of the 14th, it's 109 for 3.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need one hand on the roof, one hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Push into the offside. No run on offer. Nearly left stranded as Nasser Ahmed to continue. He'll bowl out his final over here. He's gone for 21 runs in his first 3. Hasn't taken a wicket, but the veteran leadership beats Ahmed. Will be 1. And since the dismissal of Mark Parchman, I haven't really seen the free-flowing nature of either bat yet. We've seen Sagar Patel hit a couple already, so maybe he's just waiting to tee off here. See a couple more, because again, the Lightning, they know 140 is defendable. There's no doubt about it, but there's work to be done. But if you get to 160, you get to 170, you really would feel like you're well ahead of the game. And again, we've talked about it time and time again. Galaxy fans won't want to hear it. But the woes in the middle are something you have to talk about when you talk about the Orlando Galaxy. This was a team that some thought had really mightily improved and thought could really contend in this Southern Division. Hasn't worked out and panned out that way. In the air, just out too long off. Does well, William Trigar. One of the young men, a part of this side, moved out to the left well and unfazed by the bounce. And again, we'll get to William Trigar in a second. Just with the bat in hand, there's always a couple things I want to mention about him because he's highly talented. And we already know about what Nasser Ahmed is with the bat in hand. Hasn't been able to fire quite yet, but he's a big time addition, and if he can just get going, it would just help that team out. Rohit Dutchin, we know what he can be. Hit straight. Dimitri Adams there. Just find the 1. And again, you talk about the Orlando Galaxy, you want to talk about their makeup. I like the addition of Dimitri Adams. We'll get to that in the next over. 15 overs gone, 112 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Pushed into the offside. They'll pick up. Won't be able to get a run there, but new bowling coming in for the Orlando Galaxy. It's Praveen Bora. Bora, someone who plays in the Florida League. It's well known in that region. Hit up in the air. Who wants it? Dimitri Adams settles and made it look easy. Does he make everything look easy out there? Yeah. And Bora brought on for his first over, delivers the goods, gets the wicket of Hussein Talat. Dimitri Adams along the boundaries, ever so good, and Talat, a disappointing stay in the crease, comes to an end. 6 from 8. To make it 6 from 9. And Talat has to go. The Atlanta Lightning were at one point talking about a total of 180. It's now moved down to 140 on the board. Could be what they're aiming for. So they're going to need someone to really accelerate No Jesse Bouton in today's team. Something to look at for this side. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Is it a Cassius Berton? Does he make his way out there? Does Junaid Siddiqui make his way out there? Just curious to see how they want to use up their rotation. It does look like it's going to be Cassius Berton. Man who is explosive and has a career down in the West Indies.
No, I've seen the anime, but its live action came out. Yeah. Oh no, anime में 600 कुछ episode थे.
And here we go. Bora will be operating against two right-handers now. Sagar Patel has slowed down since the dismissal of Mark Parchman.
20, yeah. How much? 638, I think.
And again, Cassius Berton, we already know what he's capable of. Can he fire the way Jesse Bouton has fired for the Lightning in the past? Can he be that quick fire man? Get a single straight away. Do they push for two? Yeah, they will. Will Cassius Berton get back? It's going to be close. And they say he's back. They say he's back. Good work from the Orlando Galaxy. He asked all the right questions. Was quick all the way through, but Berton able to get back in just enough time. We were mentioning about the Orlando Galaxy and just mentioning that middle order. Again, as you take another look at this. Yeah, looked home to me. Back grounded in place, but and again, good decision from the umpire. But we talk about that middle order for the Orlando Galaxy. You know, I think they're missing big Dune Nathaniel, who's the captain and a linchpin for them in seasons past. Into the leg side to just get one there. Not looking to take that second. Cassius Berton, he's got himself a cheering crew. And they're all located in the Atlanta Fire dugout led by Jamar Hamilton. So love to see the cricketers, regardless of the team, cheer for each other, support each other. Access the leg side. Sagar Patel again seems to have kind of lost some of the stuff that he was able to find earlier. Just going to be a couple of runs in the over. It's another good over for the Galaxy. They fought back well. Remember, it was 90. They got to 100 after 10 overs. And from there, we're here in the 16th. 16th is just closed. And it's 117 for 4. Good fight back from the Orlando Galaxy. Winds blowing from the right to left of your screen. Sumit Sarawat back with ball in hand. Just 17 runs been given up in the last 6 overs after 100 were given up in 10. It's a good fight back from the Galaxy. Keep themselves in the game. Goes for the Yorker, digs it out well. Does Berton, and just gonna get one for it. Just gonna get one. The Orlando Galaxy. Again, for all the talk about their mishappenings with the bat, their bowling has not let them down. Then their bowling has been their strongest suit. The fielding has gotten better as the season's progressed. But with the ball, Sumit Sarawat has been great. Dimitri Adams has been good. Dimitri Patel has been good. Digs a Yorker in again. Kick it. Oh, he's missed the stumps. It's going to leak to more runs. leads to more runs there. Well, it did lead to runs. Yeah, it did. They get one from it. But that's really good bowling. It's really good work from the Galaxy. Good, smart running from the Lightning to get that one. But again, you're going to talk about the Galaxy's fight back in this game. Their fielding was their weakest point. You thought it was really tied with their batting. Whatever, pick your poison, it felt like. But they've gotten better in that fielding department. The bowling's been good. It's just the batting needs to come along. Slower ball, helped into the leg side. Fielders converging. Get there, keep it to just 2. Yeah, it did just keep it to 2. I thought maybe had they run that second one a little bit with more intent, could have been 3, but they'll take the runs in the way they can get them, and they're able to now score in a consistent manner. Going to be key to setting up the game. Again, 140 is no score to laugh at on this ground. Going to be tough. Inside edge, just one. Bertan was looking to go big, didn't find it. Just 3 balls left, and again, Bertan's getting a big roar from the leftover players from the first match. Enjoying seeing their Caribbean brethren as Sarawat has to tie a shoe. Again, the Galaxy this season, you would have to say it's a wash. You want to win for yourself, but you can't imagine the 3 teams with 3 wins aren't going to get into the playoffs. And a team that at best would get to 4 wins would get into the playoffs. Just seems unlikely. And so you're just trying to win to carry some momentum into 2022. You're seeing what you have in your youngsters. And I think, that's why it's surprising to not see a Matthew Comrie involved, but to see a guy like Gishun Balagobin was good. There are pieces in place for the Galaxy. Hit straight back down the ground. That'll race to the boundary for 4. No chance. As straight as you like. Well struck. Powerfully struck. Sarawat missing the Yorker just by a fraction. And it led to this boundary. Sagar Patel, after quite some time, to Cassie's Burton. And I'll find 4 to close out that 17th over. Moves the score to 127. And 150's back on the table. Again, the Orlando Galaxy going to have to play spoiler. That's got to be the role they got to feel. They want to take some. They're going to go down, take some teams down with you. And if they could win against the Orlando Galaxy, it would just make things a little bit, if they could win against the Atlanta Lightning. Today. The Royals and Fort Lauderdale Lions are playing today. There's plenty still to play for. Into the leg side, or beat fine leg inside the ring. Square leg will keep it to 1. That's the under 19. Quick in the field. Gishun. We see Praveen Bora continuing with ball in hand. Hit up in the air, down the ground. Dimitri Adams is there. Dimitri Adams takes the catch, as he so often does. Very rarely you'll see Dimitri Adams put one down, and he's taken it. Made it look quite effortless. Had to move a long ways to his left. Settled himself. Took it fingers up. And that brings the end of Cassius Burton. Had that 1-4 down the ground in the previous over, but after that, that was all she wrote for the big man. But the intent is clear from the Atlanta Lightning. It's to go big. It's to go put pedal to the metal. And this is the man that could change the game. Neve McNally. He was 23 from 8. Yeah, I'll say that again. He was 23 from 8. and was really special. Really incredibly special. At the end of the innings, hitting big. And if you can do that again here today, 150, 160, 170, 180, all on the board. We'll see what he has in store today. Neve McNally, how often do we see this? 6 runs straight down the ground. And the cheering section, they're out, they're about. Because McNally's stripped one straight down the ground. You can just take another look at that. Just straight off the bat, you knew it was going to be 6. This one's staying a touch low. We'll find a single. And again, McNally, you would think he can play most of the strike, and you'll feel pretty good about it. He's such a big hitter. If he just sees the ball early enough, it's going to go. And he did that last weekend. It's not easy to score quickly on this ground, but he made it look so effortless. Full and wide. Moved away from Sagar Patel, who just looked to open up that covers region, which he loves to play through. He's a big proponent of that area of the ground, loves some width, loves to go in to out. Look to go straight back down the ground, missing it altogether. That'll close out the 18th over, 135 for 5.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Sumisara was back with ball in hand to continue. Deep cover, long off, long on. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, but that Yorker was never going to affect any of those fielders. That's beautifully bowled, especially to the man that is Neve McNally. And the way he strikes the ball, can't miss that Yorker in the slightest, otherwise it's going to another area code. Bowling in a Sagar Patel, who's played 28 deliveries, but has just seemed to have lost some of the rhythm he gained earlier, batting alongside Parchman. Into the leg side, forget about the rhythm, it's back. It's back, and 4 runs are back on the board for the Atlanta Lightning. Piercing the gap between long on and deep mid-wicket into that cow corner area. Just missed the Yorker by just enough and helped into the leg side. Sagar Patel finds 4 more. Moving into the 30s now, 139. Make it 140 for the Atlanta Lightning. Back of a length. And this is where you want to operate. If you're the bowlers, you want to operate back of a length. The ball will stay up, stay low. It'll do different things. That's the hardest place to hit from, just because you don't know what the ball is going to do. Especially if you're Sumisara with a little bit of hurry on to the bat. Slower ball taken into the leg side. Fielder's there. Just be 1. Never got enough power on to that one to beat the man out there. They believe it's hard to take the side. But climbing again, 150, 160, going to be a very, very difficult total to get to. If you're the Orlando Galaxy, going to need a lot of execution. Bowled him, Sumit Sarawat. Finger goes up for him because he's cleaned up Neve McNally, who just looked to go through the leg side, take it deep. But instead, all he could do was open up his thumbs, just swinging all around it. Slower ball as well. just missing it altogether. And Sarawat gets another wicket to close out that 19th over. Excuse me, with one delivery to go, and there's the 19th over. That ends up being Sarawat's second wicket of the day. Really good delivery that to Neve McNally. And now it'll bring out our new bat. We'll have to play a couple of big shots now in hopes to get to that 150, 160 mark. But real special stuff so far from Sarawat. He's just been really good. And again, this is what goes to show for the Orlando Galaxy. They're putting the pieces together. It's taken them a while, but the pieces are being put together. The bowling was good. The fielding is picked up. Can the batting reach to that level? Can they avoid that collapse that's just plagued them all season long as Junaid Siddiqui comes back in? He'll come in with bat in hand. We know Siddiqui with the ball is going to be effective, but right now, can he just produce with the bat? Can he score some runs? We'll see what Sarawat has in store for him. Full and straight, that's what you'd expect. One ball to go in the 19th. Siddiqui, he's good with width. He's shown the ability with width and length to just play it behind square. Look to be innovative. Unable to do so there. Finds him on the body. 19 overs gone, 141 for 6.
आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Praveen Bora into bowl the final over. Bowled him. Praveen Bora gets through. He gets through Sagar Patel on a length, and this is where the bowlers have been the most effective. Been tough to score on that length, and Patel just looking to access the leg side. Just opened up his thumbs, hits the top of middle and off. The bail flies off, the zing bells light up. The Galaxy, they'll enjoy that one there. So will Praveen Bora, who's making an impact here in this matchup, this Buddenveers Cricket Complex. Now we have a new man on strike. It'll be Heer Patel, who is a decent bat in his own right. Something to speak of through the youth circuit, and was well known for what he did with the bat. And we'll see if he's able to produce any of that here. And don't want to manufacture anything. Don't want to predetermine a slog sweep or a heave. Rather push a gap, push for two. Get as many runs as you can as a lower middle order. Maybe also just feed strike to Junaid Siddiqui as well. Here we go. 5 deliveries left in this final over. Pushed into the offside, into the gap. They'll get one. Exactly what Heer Patel needed to do. See it, just a light touch, light tap into the offside. Junaid Siddiqui now. We saw him go for the innovative ramp in his first delivery in the previous over. Does he try something similar? Now, fine leg has gone back just because of that shot. And so I think it's almost worked in his favor, playing that shot. And it's now opened up a gap, a deep backward square leg. So if he gets one that he can flick off his legs. Outside the off stump, gets through Advait, no, does well, gets a glove to it, keeps it in front of him. Dot ball, second dot ball of the over. Again, every run matters for the Orlando Galaxy. For the Atlanta Lightning, you had to defend every one of these runs. Would like a couple of more. Straight back down the ground. That'll be a boundary. Don't worry about that one. Dimitri Adams was well too far around. It'll be 4 runs and a much needed 4 for the Atlanta Lightning. As it looked like the Galaxy might just take some momentum into that second innings. Junaid Siddiqui says, nope, I have it all wrapped up. So here we go. Next delivery coming in right now. 146 on the board. 2 deliveries to go. Pulled away into the leg side. Mid-wicket has to give chase. Here Patel wants 2. Throw goes to the right end, the keeper's end, but won't be on target enough. Won't be enough for a couple of runs. 2 of them. 148 with 1 delivery to go. So 150 seems like the most likely possibility. Final delivery coming. Does he slow it down? Board up. Does he try the finger spinner? Does slow it down, but it's helped himself for 6. Oh, just over the top of deep mid-wicket. Well done there by Junaid Siddiqui. Finds himself with 6 runs to finish out this final over. Just enough on it. Deep mid-wicket was in place, but just past the outstretched arms of, I believe, William Trigar. Nothing he could do about that one. Brings the total well above 150. 154. The Atlanta Lightning, it'll be 155 that the Galaxy will need to go out there and chase, courtesy of this 6 right here. Again, it was the slower one, but just picked it up. Again, Trigar was there in place, but just over the top of him. Would have taken a superhuman effort to save that one. 6 runs on the board, 154 for the Atlanta Lightning, thanks to a 50 from Mark Parchman, 34 from Sagar Patel, and a couple of cameos. Cassius Bertrand, 12 from 8, 12 from 5 for Junaid Siddiqui. With the ball, Smith Sarawat was good. 2 wickets in his 4 overs for 27 runs. Also a wicket for Bhaskar Ganasakti. I also thought Kishan
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
need 155 in their 20 overs. Cut well. It'll be for 4 runs. Not quite off the middle of the bat, but no fielders out. Bowled him. Sarawat gets through, and Mukchand and his struggles continue in the Lightning jersey. Looks to pull. Was it in and out of the hands? It'll be 4. Over the boundary. Straight, and long. Just his ability. But right now, it's all about Mark Parchman's ability. Into the leg side. Street Park. Just a couple of weeks ago. As this one's hit straight back down the ground. Got all of it straight. This one's pulled in the air. It'll be away from any of the fielders, and it'll race towards the boundary. And for the leggy. This time on the off stump, on the leg stump rather. Taken into the leg side, and they'll find 4. Making sure there aren't too many dot balls. Hit straight back. Cries of catch it. Taken. William Trigar does well. Does really well. Pushed into the offside. It'll be on an outside edge. It'll run to the boundary. Outside edge. Gonna run to the boundary. Yeah, you feel to make a real run. As this one's hit straight. No chance. That one's gone. That one's well gone into the fire dugout and beyond. Hits the card. Straight back. He's got all of it. Yeah, forget about it. Shot straight back down the ground. That's going to be another boundary. Nowhere to go. Sagar Patel trying to go through covers. Misses out completely. It's another good over for the Orlando Galaxy. In the air. And the fine runs. Overs of dot balls. This one again just stayed maybe a touch lower. Stayed inside. Hit. Up in the air. Who wants it? Dimitri Adams settles and made it look easy. Does he make everything? Ball in hand. Hit up in the air, down the ground. Dimitri Adams is there. Dimitri Adams takes the catch. Sore today. Neve McNally. How often do we see this? 6 runs. Deep mid-wicket, deep backward square, but that Yorker. All he could do was open up his thumbs, just swinging all around it. Slower ball as well. Just missing it all together. Slower ball as well. Don't want to manufacture anything. Don't want to predetermine a slot. Straight back down the ground. That'll be a boundary. Don't worry about that one. Be enough for a couple of runs. 2 of them. Deep mid-wicket was in place. Just past the Asher arms. Deep mid-wicket was in place. Just past the Asher arms of, I believe, William Trigar. Nothing he could do about that one. Brings the total well.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners. You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.
To the Putnam Veers Cricket Complex here in Atlanta, Georgia. The beautiful facility we have in place, thanks to very own Jayesh Patel. The Orlando Galaxy, they'll need 155 from 7 in their 20 overs. The Orlando Galaxy, they have a task on their hands. They have to chase down 155, and with their middle order woes and the bowling of the Atlanta Lightning, it's a tall, tall task. Dimitri Adams, the man on your screen, he's going to be key with the bat in hand. He's a mainstay with the bat and is going to have to be a huge factor today if the Orlando Galaxy want any chance of winning this match. And the man there, Pankaj Rao Kumar, he's going to start out things off with the ball in hand, and he'll have to score. He'll have to take wickets, keep the scoring to a minimum. And if he can do that, you'll feel good about the opportunity for these two teams to get back into the match. Starts off with a single, with the dot ball there. Hit out into covers. And for the Atlanta Lightning, they're ahead of the match at the moment. They have to keep the Orlando Galaxy from scoring 155 runs, and it's going to take a lot from Dimitri Adams to do this. Dimitri Adams, they're going to need quite a bit from him. And Pankaj Rao Kumar, he's no slouch of a bowler. He's opened the bowling on both occasions. Pankaj Kumar Rao, rather. He's highly explosive and gets a good bounce, decent enough movement off the surface. And he'll be into bowl as well. Dimitri Adams. Wide down the leg side. It'll be a run as well by. So first run's courtesy of an extra for the Orlando Galaxy. Speaking of the Orlando Galaxy, it brings out Mitul Patel, who's an explosive bat. He was no way done with the gloves. Always gave his best effort, but when we talk about Mitul Patel, he'll have to be a mainstay. What we've seen in this ground is that you can't lose more than one wicket in the power play, and you have to be ready to not get a lot of boundaries, get singles and doubles. Can Mitul Patel do that here for the Galaxy? A little bit of a hold-up in play here. Unmukchand navigating the troops, has a slip next to him as the wicketkeeper. Mitul Patel, he'll have a tall task for him today. And run through third man, won't pick up a run there. Not on offer as Mitul Patel just looks to get himself off the mark, trying to score some runs and push into areas. You don't want to lose wickets early. For the Atlanta Lightning, even if you give up a big start, you wouldn't call it the end of the world. Because we've seen the fact that you've been able to come back into this match. The Orlando Galaxy, who were at one point looking at a huge total, maybe 190, have brought things back to 155. On the pads in the air, doesn't go anywhere. Pankaj Kumar, he's looked very, very good, threatening early, and Mitul Patel's got to walk this off, get back into rhythm. Pankaj Kumar Rao, so good with ball in hand. Take wickets in consistent intervals and line and length, understands the wicket, understands how he wants to bowl. Beautiful facility this, the Button Veers Cricket Complex, again created by Jayesh Patel. Wonders what the cricketing community does here in the USA. Down the track, doesn't get any of it, Unmukjan collects it nicely, kind of died on him, but again, this is good bowling from Pankaj Kumar Rao. He's just showing an innate ability to be consistent. Doesn't look like he's moving at 100%, but the consistency in which he's delivering just shows his mindset, his ability. He understands, the plans are clear, and it's why you continue to see Unmukjan give him the ball with the likes of Hussain Talat, with the likes of Fani Samadry. Pankaj Kumar Rao consistently is opening the bowling. On the legs, given. It looked like it rolled over. It felt good to me. And there you go, subdue celebration there for the Atlanta Lightning. And the Orlando Galaxy have some work to do. Khalid. Mitul Patel furious with himself as he gets out cheaply there. The Atlanta Lightning feel good. And there you go. You talk about what the Orlando Galaxy couldn't have was lose wickets early. They've done just that. They've lost that early wicket in the form of Mitul Patel. Their experience, they've gone with the man who's replaced him behind the stumps. It's Advait Varadarajan. Advait Varadarajan. He's going to have the bat in hand here. He's going to be very key now. Two lefties operating in the middle. Both of which are going to be vital if they want any chance at this. The Orlando Galaxy. If not, it could just be a quick trip back on this opening day of Labor Day weekend. Run through and just no run on offer. Just hit straight to the man inside the ring. And a good first over comes to a close for the Atlanta Lightning. The Orlando Galaxy, they're 2 for 1.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
The Atlanta Lightning to continue. It's Hussain Talat who's got ball in hand. Starts short. Attacking Dimitri Adams there. Talat, not known for what he does with the new ball, more so what he does with the older ball. The cutters, the slower balls, the fingers over it. That's where his speciality lies, but he's been so good with the new ball that Umlukjan has just continued to use him in minor league. Again, and when you have funny Samadry, you want to save him for those overs. That's what he's made a name for himself as, and the death overs, to have the luxury of those two, vital. Staying low on Dimitri Adams. He does well to fend it off. This is why scoring is hard on this ground and why 155 will pose a challenge. It's just because of the fact that the ground staying low, ball staying low, have to be very, very watchful. Can't just tee off. You saw the dismissal to dismiss Mitu Patel. Ball nearly came to his ankles. The umpire almost didn't want to put the hand up because he just felt that the batter had no much better in this match than he has in past matches. For Dimitri Adams, he's been the one real bat in this lineup for the Orlando Galaxy. We mentioned it. Their bowling has been good throughout the tournament. Their fielding came around, but their batting just hasn't matched, hasn't answered the bill. Can they pick it up today? Around the wicket now for Talat. Angled into the legs, worked into the leg side. Again, Dimitri Adams isn't my concern. The Orlando Galaxy know what he's going to do. He's able to deliver most of the matches. But it's the other end of the ground. When you talk about the other end of the ground, you would talk about guys. Rohit Dutchin is one you'll look at. Mitu Patel already came and went. Hardik Desai, William Trigar, terrific player, just has a tendency to want to sweep every spinning delivery, which could be an issue on this wicket. Advait Varadarajan sent in one down spot here, the left-hander. Praveen Bora, known for his exploits with the bat in Florida. Who's going to step up? No run on offer that for Advait. Nasser Ahmed, of course, you would assume would be the next bat in. And I'm just curious to see who the next bat will be. They have tried Hito Leslie at times, but he's not in the 11 today. It's just curious times for the Orlando Galaxy, as they'll be spending their eyes to next season's draft. You have to imagine an outside chance of the playoffs. This one looks straight. Was there? Is the bat in the middle order I think they're missing. Yeah, didn't deliver at time. It's really a match, but other than that, that was really excellent. Short ball, not given wide. That's going to close out that second over. Another good over for the Atlanta Lightning. It's 4 for 1. Pankaj Kumar Rao in with ball in hand here in this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship. Starting off to Advait. Left alone, left alone. Curious to see how these two attack the innings. Is it about playing out all 20? Is that the goal? What's the mindset heading in a match where, again, there's always those demons of not batting through, getting out for cheap totals? Is it, hey, we're going to play 20 overs. We don't care if we score 4 runs. We're going to play 20 overs. Or is there something deeper here for the Orlando Galaxy? Are they looking for the win? You have to hope and imagine they're going for it. But just something to think about as you watch the intent of the play. This one, a quick single. Dimitri Adams has always looked to win. He's always someone who's looking for a single, looking for a way to contribute and affect the scoreboard, affect change. So for Dimitri Adams, there's never been a question of intent from him. Yes, sometimes execution doesn't go to plan, but I think that's something for the Orlando Galaxy they'll understand and take. I think you want the intent to be there, and I don't think the intent has been off from the whole team for the most part. It's just been the execution at times that's just been struggling. Straight back down the ground, straight to mid-off. Adams thought he had a surefire boundary. Instead, found a sure-handed fielder. Was in the air for a moment as well. That from Advit. Dimitri Adams starting the over off. Stationed around the ground, deep third, deep mid-wicket. Those are the two fielders in the deep. Everywhere else is open. So daring the batters to open up covers, go straight down the ground. And that sends long on deep and third man inside the ring. So again, we're daring to go against the angle, open up your stumps. I like the thinking here, especially if you're going to operate around a length. Again, around a length. Umukchan with a slight appeal. Pankaj Kumar Rao with a slight appeal. Leads to Hir Patel with a slight appeal. Nothing to be had there, but slight appeals all the way around the ground. Infectious, how about that, huh? Once the keeper starts to go up, everyone's like, hey, maybe I did hear something. Hey, they're all of a sudden convinced that there's a wicket once the keeper hears something. Love to see one of the impacts of the game, and at least put pressure on the umpire. Asking all the questions, though, is Pankaj Kumar Rao. Can he keep things flowing? Can he keep things going? Into the leg side. Fielder comes around. Keeps it to just one. Atlanta Galaxy are going to want to put some impetus in the innings, though. Yes, it's tough to score, but we saw scoring happen. You can score. You just have to be ready for it. Ready for the situations. Dimitri Adams can do it. Advit Varadarajan wouldn't have been promoted if he couldn't do it. Dimitri Adams on strike for this delivery here. Third man deep. Long gone inside. This time over long off. That's an area of liking for Dimitri Adams. Saw the width. Pounced on the length early. And a massive strike down the ground. Needed it, did the Orlando Galaxy. And they got one of their own. Again, it was just the line too wide. And has pounced on the length early. Did Adams. Brings the score up to 12 at the end of 3 overs. Needing that. Just take some pressure off. Need 143 from 17. The required run rate's tickling towards 9, but if they can get some more boundaries, keep the wickets in hand. We also saw that's the key as well. Talked about it early. If you lose more than 1 wicket in the power play on this wicket, you're almost destined to lose the match. You have to be able to hold on to some wickets. Build a partnership. Keep runs flowing. And that's the one thing that the Galaxy haven't done. They've kept the wickets in hand, so the runs haven't flowed. They haven't found singles. If you're going to find, you have to at least find singles. That boundary is good, but not when it's just by itself. And I think, again, for the Galaxy, it's just managing that game flow a little bit better. Executing. It's all about execution now. We can say it all we want. It's much easier said than done. That's why I'm sitting here and these guys are out there. Stella comes into bowl. But needs more runs. Good effort, but unable to do it. The short ball tactic is working for Hussein Talat. He's gone after Advait Varadaraj, and I think he thinks he can just get a little bit too quick for him, get a little extra bounce. And he's bowling to someone who's looking to take it on as well, looking to score off those deliveries. And so there's a deep third that's coming inside the ring now for a long on. So is it the classic double bluff here, guys? Are we going to see another short ball? Everything would tell you right now, with the way the field has just changed, that it's going to be a full-length delivery. Is he going to go back to the short stuff? No, it is full. It's slower as well. No run on offer. It's all the mind games of T20 cricket. You know, it's at some point you're so convinced that it's going to be the double bluff that the obvious answer stays away. Talat, he's so smart. Changed the angle in the previous over. This time he's staying over. Wouldn't be surprised to see a short ball come in. Shorter in length, pulled the length back. You could see it there. Thinking that it was going to be full. Advait went to attack. Again, seeing it early. Kept him away. Brilliant from Talat. And who would have thought we would have seen so many international stars here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Buttonviews Cricket Complex? Who would have thought that that would have happened? Got to thank minor league cricket for everything that they've done for cricket in the United States and giving us this brilliant tournament that's just contributed to the growth in such a way. Big swing, big miss, slower ball works wonders. It's a good way to close. It's a good way to close things off with a couple of deliveries to go. The scoring runs have been closed off. The scoring options have been closed off, and this is what you couldn't have. Yeah, you got that 6 in the previous over, but now it's just adding up to a run of ball in this over. Not ideal. The Galaxy falling into their old habits. What's the saying? Old habits die hard. They're dying here in this ground created by Jayesh Patel, the Buttonviews Cricket Complex. Short, run through third man, nowhere to go. Nowhere to go, stranded at the crease. Stuck on the crease, Hussein Talat. Talat's going to keep that third man inside the ring, keep Mark Parchman deep, keep a deep mid-wicket. Parchman's being brought inside the circle and sends back a cow corner fielder. He's going to slow it down even more, I think. I think he's going to go slower. I think he's saying, hey, hit it straight back. It could just be an even slower delivery. Would not be surprised. Everything we've seen full has been slow. See, bowl another one of the off speeds. No, back of a length. No run. And how about this? How often do you say it in the 4th over of a T20 match? A maiden 12 for 1.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Well, this minor league cricket tournament, this 2023 Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, is partnering with some Canadian sides and Canadian companies and trying to get those relationships across borders. Here you go. We had Jeremy Gordon in the early match. Now we have Junaid Siddiqui, the ex-Canadian national. He'll be in to bowl some spin to Dimitri Adams. And again, just can miss the run up here. Tends to happen on this end of the ground with the incline coming into the wicket. And you can just see it even there on the screen. Just up to the bails, you can see how steep that is. So it can just change the way the bowler attacks. No run on offer. The Lightning, they've been so sharp. They are so sharp. Again, they have plenty of options. Full push down the ground. No run on offer. That's 8 consecutive dot balls. And again, if you just take a look at this, you can see how far down he is from the wicket. And that's what we're talking about with the slope. You can't see his feet as he runs up. And that's where the jump becomes interesting. First runs in 9 deliveries there for the Orlando Galaxy. Finally gets to 13. It's tough sledding. Again, not a huge required run rate. Still just above 9. But the game slowly slipping away. Pushed to covers. This is not the way the Orlando Galaxy would have hoped their season would have gone. Again, talking to some people, well, I thought this team would be close to playoff time. Looks like they'll be well at home come playoff time. Inside half of the bat. We'll get a single. Dimitri Adams is very, very quick. It's the sub fielder there. Excuse me, that's Aaron Genshu, who we saw with the bat have a good innings already. And again, for the Atlanta Lightning, a lot of positives. They're putting up scores without Unmuk Chand, and you have to feel confident. They're winning games without Unmuk Chand with the bat yet. So now, thinking about the fact that once he's able to get back into rhythm, you just think that he's going to find a way, and this team's going to be really tough to beat. No runs on offer. Junaid Siddiqui, what an over it was. Just the 2 runs coming from it. 5 overs gone, 14 for 1.
आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Well, funny Samadry into bowl. The leading wicket taker in 2022 picks up a wicket with his very first delivery here in today's match. Goes full, goes straight. You miss, I hit. And Samadry doing what funny Samadry has just been known to do. Take wickets in regular intervals, and starts off with one there. And the Orlando Galaxy, they're floundering at the moment. They're 2 down here in the 6th over. Full straight, really nothing, no big celebration. Advait has to go. And this is what Funny Samadry does, and I think this is why you've seen Unmuk Chand go to Funny Samadry. He's going to his wicket taker, he's going to a guy to clean up the innings, Don't want to let this Orlando Galaxy side bat 20. The Baltimore Royals net run rate is so high because of what they did to the Orlando Galaxy in back-to-back matches. They're going to want to do something very similar. They're going to want to be able to help their net run rate. The new batter, Nasir Ahmed, coming into the middle. Ahmed comes with the pedigree of his own, but has yet to deliver the goods here in 2023. And the Orlando Galaxy have to refuel with some Lakshmi foods now. It's the only chance to get back into this match. If you're an Orlando Galaxy fan, make sure you send over as much Lakshmi rice as you can to that dugout, because they desperately need to get back into this one. 14 for 2. Need 141 runs from 14.5 overs. And Funny Samadry still has 3.5 overs to go. Hussein Talat has 2 overs to go. Pankaj Kumar Rao has 2 overs to go. Junaid Siddiqui has 3 overs to go. It's tough sledding for the Galaxy. Full and straight, looking for the single. Unable to pick it up. The pickup there from Cassius Berton would have been big if he were able to get that direct hit. Could have been 2 and 2. And the Cassius support section underneath the fire tennis turned into the jeering section after that little fumble in the field. Having a good time there. The players who've just wrapped up matches. Brings Dimitri Adams back to strike. If there's anybody who can take Funny Samadhi for runs, it could be him. Beautifully driven. Fielder just brought there. You gotta like the aggressive nature here from the Lightning, taking advantage of every opportunity, trying to just close this innings out in a hurry. Don't want to give the Galaxy any sniff of this one. Again, full and straight. Funny Samadry this time gets a hand to it. Even Dimitri Adams can't undo the great Funny Samadry, whose name is just getting greater by the day with every passing innings. Every passing delivery, the legend of Funny Samadry grows. Leading wicket taker in all of 2022, picking up where he left off. Into the leg side, should just be one. And it will just be one. Good work from the Lightning and Samadry. Just 2 runs in the over, picking up a wicket. Can he pick up one more? He's looked to go full and straight, hasn't changed it up. I'd be interested to see if he just pulls the length back and slows it down. Could he just tempt Nasir Ahmed into a slog sweep and open up his stumps? There's a deep mid-wicket there for it. Full and straight, misses it all together. Funny Samadry's bowling well. This is just classy stuff from that man, Funny Samadry. The power play, it's done and dusted, and it's belonged to the Atlanta Lightning. 16 for 2.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save, because rewards come first.
Junaid Siddiqui just gave up 2 runs in his first over. Back again with ball in hand. Dimitri Adams facing. Pushed away. No runs on offer. And I'm just curious now, has the message become hold on to it? Just play 20 overs. Is that what the message is? I'm just curious to just understand the mindset right now of the Galaxy. It's the 7th over. You gotta feel there should be a little bit more intent. Go get your first win. You have no opportunity to make the playoffs with that run rate. This isn't the first game. This isn't the second game. This is your 7th game. You're without a win. You're not getting back in it without wins. You have to score. Cuts to cover. And again, for Dimitri Adams, yeah, he's played some good shots. They've just been unlucky to find the fielder at times, but I just want to understand the intent from the entirety of this Galaxy side with bat in hand. Looks to sweep, does it well enough to get a run. Again, these two would really need to put some boundaries together. Show some fight. I think that's the key here for the Galaxy. It's just about fighting. Not just surviving, but fighting, clawing back. Try to make it. Even if you can't make it a game, give everything you have. In these last 4 games, you don't want to go winless. Winless is a tough way to go. Again, for a side that thought they made all the right moves in the offseason, those moves haven't paid off. Well done. No footwork there from Nasser Ahmed. Late on it. Siddiqui, that's what he does well. Mixes up the pace. You're expecting it at one speed, and then it just comes out faster, and then you become all hands. And that's where he picks up a lot of his wickets. Pushed into the offside. Go ahead, find a single. And again, for Junaid Siddiqui there. He's just going to need to find, if he can find a wicket, it'd be huge. And for the two batters, can they score some runs? Can they find the boundary? Staying incredibly low, incredibly low. Not much could be done there. Junaid Siddiqui does well. No runs on offer. And that'll close out the 7th over. At the end of 7, it's 18 for 2.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Neve McNally, he's got ball in hand. He was explosive with the bat. He was brilliant with the ball in Sunday's win against the Atlanta Fire. Starts off with the wide. Start off with the wide in Sunday's winner against the Atlanta Fire, actually. Started off with maybe an expensive over, trailing down the leg side, struggling with the line, but in his second, third, and fourth over, found the line he was looking for right outside that off stump, the length, on good length, and mixing that Yorker just to keep the batters honest. But it was really good, Neve McNally. Again on the legs, big shot, probably down the leg side. Probably high, probably down the leg side, but asking the right questions is McNally, making things difficult. We'll now have the left-handed Dimitri Adams to come in contact with, and again, plenty of cricket to come. For those of you tuning into minor league cricket, you can also tune into the USA Under-15 Nationals, which are being held just around here at this beautiful Budham Veers Cricket Complex, and going to have Jayesh Patel to thank for this beautiful facility. But tomorrow, a full slate of games starting at 10:30. We'll feature the Fort Lauderdale Lions and Atlanta Fire right here on this ground, and we'll give you live coverage of that. You can also see the Baltimore Royals and the Atlanta Lightning at 12:45 on the other ground that was played on. And then at 2:30, join us for the Orlando Galaxy. They'll be back against the Mooresville Raptors as this one's pushed for one down the ground. So full slate of games on Saturday, so make sure you don't go anywhere and join us. We appreciate you for joining us in today's coverage of this Labor Day weekend that'll feature 38 matches for minor league cricket. Down the leg side, another wide for McNally. But when we talk about minor league cricket, and again, a lot of intriguing stuff. Jerome Davis up in the East has been absolutely fantastic. Anthony Bramble out in the West. I mean, they've just been some incredible players, incredible cricketers, doing a lot of incredible things. Sarbjit Ludda with a fifer. There was a team hat trick, an individual hat trick, had a double hat trick. I mean, there's some crazy things happening on all of minor league cricket. So it's great to see. Hit in the air, taken. Here Patel made it look easy in the end. Can't really believe that he's just found the fielder, Nasir Ahmed, but all he could do was chip it straight to Hier Patel, and the third wicket falls, and McNally gets his man. You can take another look at the replay here. Just didn't quite get the elevation right. It was just full enough. Didn't get it quite under the bat. And all I found was Hier Patel waiting for it. He was just moved into that position at mid-off during the previous delivery. And the Galaxy, they lose their third wicket. And the Orlando Galaxy struggling, but that's why they've called upon the Beast, as it's written on his shirt, Rohit Dutchin, known for how powerful he can be. And he has a very powerful bat, just has to stick in and get in. 22 for 3, and the game, again, just seems out of the question. Can McNally pick up another wicket? A wicket here would be huge. It would end the run chase effectively. Cut very nicely. We'll pick up a run off the mark straight away. And the Orlando Galaxy will rely on these two in the middle, Dimitri Adams and Rohit Dutchin, to carry them to some semblance of a run chase. And the game feels far out of reach the way it's stacked up right now, but a couple of boundaries here or there can change the outlook. McNally, though, he's been tough to put away. He's been on the right line, on the right lengths. Has made things tough even for the caliber that Dimitri Adams is. Dimitri Adams, even for how good he's been throughout minor league cricket, has just struggled here today. He's 12 from 20, a 6 to his name, but beyond that has never really looked comfortable. Had a couple of drives that were stopped, but doesn't seem to have found complete rhythm or flow yet. And McNally, he has him on strike for one more delivery. Could be a slower one. No, full and straight. Beats everything. Beats everything. Unlucky end to the over for McNally. Deserved something better than that. Was it given his buys? Was it given his runs? And just curious to see the call there from the umpire, if it was buys or runs, but it'll close out the over. And it was given his runs. Was that an opportunity for Mukchand? I think it was. Just a little bit away from him. Nonetheless, picks up 4 runs to close out the 8th over. 27 for 3.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Junaid Siddiqui, he's continuing with ball in hand, and the Galaxy, they're going to need some more boundaries. Straight back down the ground. More of this. More of this. Has he been taken? Oh my goodness, was that a one-handed catch running around? Is that Funny Samadry who's taken that one? Funny Samadry, what a catch that was. Let's take another look at this. I thought this was for sure destined for the boundary off the bat of Rohit Dutchin. It's the one that came back into the left-hander. Yeah, it does well. Did really well. Ran quite a long ways to his right. And Funny Samadry, not just bowling the ball, but now in the field, making his name known. The beast departs without really affecting the scores. Rohit Dutchin gone. The 4th wicket falls for the Orlando Galaxy. Gonna bring out the new man, Praveen Bora. He's known for everything he does in the Florida leagues. Has a great record, bats at a strike rate of above 150 in the cricket leagues down in Florida. But now have to do it here in Atlanta at the Bunnabeers Cricket Complex. Plenty of runs to go get, and they'll need it at a 150 strike rate if you can produce it. But with the way these bowlers are bowling, the way Siddiqui's going, Funny Samadry's going, Hussain Talat, Neef McNally, Pankaj Kumar Rao. Let's see what's in store here for Praveen Bora. He's played just a couple of matches here in minor league cricket. Strikes it at 103. High score 38 when he well more than that. Can Siddiqui get through him early? Run through third man. Good work by third man. Keeps it to just 1. Could have flown by for 4, but ends up just being a single. Gets off the mark straight away, but the problem has never been getting off the mark. The problem has been getting more runs past that initial one. Dimitri Adams, long stay in the middle. Not a fluid innings. Not one he'll tell you to hang his hat on. Just 28 runs on the board for the Orlando Galaxy. 16 of them have come off the bat of Dimitri Adams. I make that 17 of them will come off the bat of Dimitri Adams as they tick along another single. Again, it's been a pretty nice day here in Atlanta, Georgia. Can't complain too much about the heat compared to last weekend and the days that are coming. Very nice day. So if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, near White, Georgia, come on down. How has that one ended up at fine leg? Junaid Siddiqui going for that Yorker. Ends up at fine leg for a run. So we'll give Praveen Bora another single there, but again, Siddiqui bowling incredibly well. Can he pick up another wicket? The wicket of Dimitri Adams would be a big blow, a demoralizing one. Take a lot of pressure. In the air, just over the top. Pretty intentional there from Dimitri Adams to get that single. Knew how deep the fielder was. Knew all he had to do was get her over the top of the bowler. Siddiqui not a towering man in his own right, so plenty of wiggle room on that. Last delivery will come into Bora. Cut, no run on offer there for Bora. Just finds backward point. It'll close out the 9th over, 31 for 4.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Neve McNally to continue. Dimitri in terms of the run rate. And it's all but wrapped up here for the Atlanta Lightning. They're going to walk away with the steady win. One that'll improve their net run rate as well, keep them up in the conversation with Baltimore. Should keep them in around second place. Baltimore with a 72-run win. They'll be able to maintain their position up top. But the Atlanta Lightning, they'll keep knocking on the door. The new man is William Trigar, and this is a promising young talent, Trigar, from South Africa, and played at Church Street Park, enjoyed playing at Church Street Park. The one major area of concern for me is when the spinners are on, and maybe when we see Junaid Siddiqui, you would just worry about the sweeps. He loves to sweep. Driven nicely behind point. Gonna find a couple of runs out there. We'll find a boundary. Good start for William Trigar. Flourishing shot. A little bit of width on offer and just helped it along its way. This is what William Trigar can offer. He likes pace on the ball. And he's able to just maneuver it in gaps. Again, this is a young man. Trigar, the under 21 of the team, instead of Matthew Comrie. So valuable with the bat. Again, with this time missing it, trying to cut. Again, I think what I've seen of him against pace, he looks quite comfortable. You have to have quite an expressive amount of pace to make him uncomfortable. Likes to step through on the front foot and drive. But what batsman doesn't? The biggest thing for me is against the spinners, he just has the tendency to drop on a knee very early and get into bad positions. Again, driven nicely, but straight to the man at backwards point. Go to the cheering section for McNally, still very much intact underneath that fire dugout. All the friends gathered in together. That's the beauty of cricket in the USA. A lot of people of different backgrounds and cultures coming together, joining in this venture that is cricket in America. Looking to cut, unable to do so. I think Trigar is just expecting one that may be wide. And they're taking a run here. Is the ball not dead once it finds Unmukhchand? I don't think the ball is dead. No, I don't think it is a dead ball there, Mr. Umpire. See, now this is the question, the rule. Is it not like a stumping? Is it not like a stumping that? If that would have hit the stumps and Trigar would have been out of his crease, would you not say he's out? Interesting question there. Umpire disagrees with me on that take. I would say that's not a dead ball. You can run it. But umpire disagrees. Push will find one into the offside, and that'll close out the 10th over. 36 for 5.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
So we'll welcome you back here to the Buttonveers Cricket Complex. Here, Patel. He'll be in with ball in hand to William Trigar. Watch the sweep from Trigar. It's a shot he loves to play, and I just think he might be getting in trouble playing it. He plays it really on any length, and that seems to be the issue. And someone, again, big stride forward, helps himself into the leg side. Just would be curious to see if that affects, if he does come in, if it affects his decision making, the fact that he's been given out a couple times for those sweep shots that he enjoys to play. Looks to cut just the bottom end of the bat there. No run on offer. Machan flips it back to Here Patel. Pulls it back. Here Patel, I would just like to see him flight it up. Dare Trigar to sweep, and again, I think this goes from maybe just lack of scouting. Again, always hard to view these games consistently. Oh, plays with a straight bat that time, and no run on offer. Not wanting any part of it was William Trigar. And 2 dots to start things off, and Trigar has said, you know what, I'm going to play with this straight bat. And I like the intent here on this wicket, understanding how the wicket's playing, not falling into this trap. Stayed short, they want the run. They'll go ahead and get the run. They could push for 2, and it looks like they will push for that second run as well. Umukjan not happy with the effort given out in the field. It never looked like Pankaj Kumar Rao was was 100%, but just something to look at. Given wide as well, I think, there from the umpire. So Trigar doing some good things since entering the middle. Into the leg side, we'll go ahead, get 1. They could come back for 2, and Trigar will get home comfortably for that second. Little lax bit of effort here from the Atlanta Lightning. You just want to keep that energy up. Taking these next 5 wickets are important. Will help that net run rate, especially in a division that it's going to come down to it. Someone's going to be left out because of a poor net run rate. Single down the ground for Trigar. Thought about 2 before funny Samadry flips it back in. Again, when we talk about here Patel, good young talent, someone who was very promising in the youth scene, and someone who's trying to continue to make a name for himself in the context of USA cricket. Tickle down, no run, decline there by William Trigar. This is good bowling from here Patel, and I think it's giving Umukjan some confidence in the youngster. Get him some overs in here, see what he can do. And when you need to turn one over, if Siddiqui isn't working, you have a bowler that goes the other direction. It's a good option to have in your back pocket for Captain Umukjan. This one's tickled fine into the leg side. They'll find a 1 to close out the 11th over. And at the end of the 11th over, it's 43 for 5.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Junaid Siddiqui back with ball in hand. Changing up the field, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, deep covers. Excuse me, flip that around. Right-hander on strike. Oh, and William Chagar got caught maybe lacking there a little bit. I don't think it was necessarily for the run out at the non-strikers in, but just missing the run up as well. A little bit of an incline. Deep cover, long off, long gone. Deep mid-wicket, backward square. Looking to play late, gets it late enough. Just before those wickets were thrashed, able to stick his blade in front. Looking to play that late cut pretty consistently, and I think you could get him in trouble. Praveen Bora by just angling it into the stumps, where it's too close to do that shot. Defended away. Chagar, seems like the message was to play out 20 overs, which again is for the morale of a team, but I don't know, at some point you just got to say, look, we're out of the playoffs unless we win by margin. This loss would take you out of the playoff picture. There's no run on offer again. Say, hey, go out there, express yourself, play big, go for the win here, go for the kill. You get out, but do what you can. I don't know, I think there's something about that. There's some moxie. You get to see what somebody's made of. If they don't do it, you don't hurt it against them. But it just gives you a sense of, I think, the temperament of a team in tough situations. And I don't think you get to see those things unless you're in those tough situations. And this is the toughest of situations. This is a no way you can win contest, and a contest where if you don't win, you're done. And again, that's never an easy thing, but as we see the end of Praveen Bora, you want to see your players try to go big. Praveen Bora tried it, missed it altogether. Ulmukjan, the simplest of stumpings, and Siddiqui gets another wicket, claims yet another man in the Orlando Galaxy. They fall. The 6th wicket goes for the Orlando Galaxy, thanks to Junaid Siddiqui, as he's picked up another wicket there. His 2nd wicket for the Atlanta Lightning. Beats him in flight. Never got to the pitch of the ball, and then tried to make up for it with his hands. Was never going to do that. And Praveen Bora, he has to go. And again, I don't mind you leaving that way. You're trying to put some pressure back on the opposition, trying to have some moxie. Yeah, you got beat all hands up. But at least you gave an effort out there and said, look, there's no point in playing for run rate here. There is no reward for playing for run rate. Whether you're last in division or second last in division, you're out of the playoffs. Doesn't help really your draft status. As Hardik Desai walks in, I would like to see these guys take the bowlers on. I think you play for selection next season too. You say, who do we want back? Well, here's your situation. Okay, yeah, you can't score 110 runs in 8 overs, but go score 80 runs in 8 overs. Go give me 70 runs in 8 overs. Let's do something here. Let's try to see what you can do in pressure situations. Just feel like there might be a lack of intent here from the Orlando Galaxy. And again, it's tough, never easy to play. But that's just the way I feel about it. Inside edge leads to 1. Quick single. Throw a little off target. But like I said, that's just the way I think about it. You could think about it completely differently, and that's all right. That's the beauty of sports. That's the beauty of cricket. 12 overs gone. It's 46 for 6.
आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Here Patel to continue. Into Hardik Desai. Defends it away. Again, there's 2 approaches to the rest of the game. There's a we're going to play 20 and finish it out and end on a high. And then there's the way of we're going to go at it, see what we can do, show our personality, and if we fail, we fail. And I'm not saying any which way is wrong because this one's tucked into the leg side. I just think that you've seen this. This is what has had to have happened all season long. You've needed people to save their wickets. And they've tried to do it for better and for worse. But what you haven't seen is these players try to express themselves in the back because you're playing with net run rate. Now there's no point playing with net run rate. Bowled him. Here Patel went for the Yorker and gets through Williams Regar, who's just looking to push it straight back. Subdue celebration for Chand, then here Patel, but he'll like the sign of the Zing Bills lighting up. Shigar looked like he was feeling a little comfortable. As soon as he got in, he gets out. Atlanta Lightning, they're all over the match. That's a 7-wicket to fall. And even while they're trying to defend, wickets still tumbling. Trying to save runs. Trying to save their wickets. Wickets tumbling. And then Sumit Sarawat coming in. And again, this is another thing. You've tried this strategy of we're going to save our wickets. It hasn't worked. Why not try the other way? We're going to go play our natural game, and then we're going to see what happens. Especially in a match where the net run rate, if it drops, oh well, it's already at -3. You don't have a point on the board. But again, neither here nor there. Sumit Sarawat, he's in. Again, this Orlando team had a lot of positives on the season despite no wins to their name. He was one of them with ball in hand. With the bat, he's a big proponent of the slog sweep. Nate Hayes put it really profoundly when he said, seems to like that shot more than he likes to bat. We'll see if it carried over. Yeah, it has. Look for it straight away. Got a length for it, but I think if here Patel pulls that length, just a touch back, slows it down, you can see Sarawat's gone in the next 3 deliveries. In the air, who wants it? The slog sweeps out. And the fielder's underneath it. He's got to go. We talked about it. He loves the slog sweep. Big proponent of it. And Mark Parchman makes the catch look easy. Sarawat has to go. Gets in. Tries 2 slog sweeps. Gets out. Another look. It was high in the air. It's actually a really good catch. Moves well over to his right, does Parchman. Takes the catch and keeps himself from stepping over the boundary rope as well. Again, as predictable as it might have seemed, it's a very, very good catch. Never easy, running that far, looking into the sun. And then the halter momentum. Well done there by the Atlanta Lightning. 8 down now are the Galaxy. Tumbling are the wickets. 1 delivery left in the over. And the new man is going to be the man who impressed me with the ball in hand, Gishun Balagobin, the under-19. We'll see what he can do. Again, an opportunity to express yourself. And if that is just the defensive mold, that's the defensive mold. That's fine. But it's an opportunity to play your shots. 2 wickets left in hand for the Galaxy. Could be over the next over. Slip in place for the young man. Pushed away, fends it nicely. That'll close out the 12th over. Couple wickets falling in it. 13 overs gone, 47 for 8.
Took that last corner pretty quick.
Sir, I need 1 hand on the roof, 1 hand on the pump.
Timeout for Sunoco Go Rewards.
Keep pumping.
With new Sunoco Go rewards, when you fuel, you save because rewards come first.
Well, Chand is going for the kill. He's brought back funny Samadry for the last two men in the middle. Can he pick up the wicket? Hardik Desai on strike. I think he found a little bit of the ground on the way through. Funny Samadry again, the wicket taker that Chand has. Swiss Army knife, can bowl early, can bowl in the middle, can bowl late. Any position, usually finds success. Best position when there's wickets on the board. Well bowled, well bowled. Slower one beats everybody. Beats the batter, beats Chand. Find a couple of runs. We'll see if it's buys. Yeah, it is buys. And runs are runs for the Orlando Galaxy. They'll take any of them, but again, I know the mindset now is going to be play out the innings, and again, we can have a long discussion about that, but that's the intent the Orlando Galaxy have gone with. I'm sounding like a broken record. Might lose my mind if I keep talking about it. Full and straight, worked nicely. And this is, I don't mind this. This is what I like to see. There's intent behind that shot. I'm going to dig out this Yorker and I'm going to push it back down the ground for one. And it comes from a place of knowing that you have to make an impression. You only have a couple of games left. This season is almost over. And that's something I'd like to see the rest of the team with. Pushed, single wanted, single gotten. It's good running. This is what the youngster's doing right here. We hadn't seen this in a while. He's saying, oh, that's to the right of the fielder. We're running it. This is something you can build on. Going into next season, this young man who's shown it with the ball, if he can give you a little bit with the bat, he has the right intent, the right mindset. Just because he's gone out here with the intent to score. Full toss, missed out. Missed out. Think he's looking for a no ball, but has dipped at the very last second on him. Again, didn't look to defend that away. Could easily just let straight bat right down the ground. Looked to take it over the top of the offside. How has that missed stumps? How has that missed stumps? Angling in, somehow evades off stump. And the Orlando Galaxy, they survive another over. At the end of the 14th over, it's 50 for 8.
वक्त आ गया है लक्ष्मी बासमती राइस को घर लाने का। लक्ष्मी एक्स्ट्रा लॉन्ग बासमती राइस। इसका हर दाना हो इतना लंबा, पकते हुए महके और प्लेट पे क्या खूब खिले।
हाँ, मेरे घर लाने का।
Young man here, Patel, back in, slip in place. Hardik Desai on strike. Cut well. This is good. This is good from Hardik Desai. Found the width. Could have easily said, nope, no run. Test match batting, high hands, leaving it. No, instead, throws his hands at it. Looks to get a run. Spend some time in the middle. Score some runs. Look to rotate. Look to score. It's how you continue to grow as a player, as a team. Defended well. Again, in that defense, I don't mind as much. Again, those defenses, when it's on middle stump, it's a good ball, you can chalk that up to just being a good ball. But when there's a little bit of opportunity to score, take that opportunity. Just there, exactly. Ball is a little bit shorter, look to push it down the ground, and that's what he's done. Yes, is there risk? Absolutely there's risk. But you're getting an opportunity to show off what you can do. And I think that's far more valuable. Again, you could disagree. That's completely fine. That's just the way one man sees the game. Doesn't mean it's the right way to see the game. Tucked around the corner. Here Patel wanted it. He's chasing that wicket. He wants that wicket. Here Patel, already 2 to his name. Would love to pick up the last 2. Give himself 4 on the day. He's also, man, trying to prove himself to his captain, Chand. Push, no run on offer. Short cover in place. Again, and there's still that intent to score on that shot. There's an intent to push it into the offside. He's looking to pierce the gap. Wasn't able to do it. That's very different from him just sitting there right back to his toes. Big sweep. It's come out well. It could race towards the boundary. He's going to race out to Saga Patel in the deep. They'll pick up a couple. Good batting here from Hardik Desai, starting to pick things up with the delivery left here in the 16th. Excuse me, with the final delivery in the 16th, or the 15th. At the end of 15 is 54 for 8.
What's up, Doug? What got into you?
At Sunoco, we know how to fuel peak performance. Fuel your best.
Funny Samadry, back in. Full straight, defended away. And again, not the worst defense in the world there. Angling towards stumps, it's a good ball, strike bowler, sure, I can see it. And as you're the youngster, you're trying to see as many balls as you can, and I can respect that. Width on offer, good slash, very well done. Gets a single out of it. And see, this is why I can understand playing that defensive shot, because when there's width on offer, you're taking the width. You're scoring with the width. Versus what we saw earlier from the Galaxy, it was, yeah, we're just going to leave it alone. We're going to put it straight down. It's just that little bit of intent, I think, if they were to start this earlier, getting that single earlier. Yes, whole different stage of the game, but just something to look at if you're management. Well bowled again from Funny Samadry. Again, not much a batter could do with that, whether you're opening or whether you're the last one out there. And that delivery, slower one, just evades the outside edge. It's the beauty of what Funny Samadry does. And, you know, if you're one of these Florida franchises, Fort Lauderdale or Orlando, you'll be thinking about how you let Funny Samadry slip. Full and straight, tucked into the leg side. If you recall, Funny Samadry is from the Florida area. He'd played a lot of his league cricket in that area, and somehow got away from initially 3 minor league teams, 2 minor league teams for the last 2 seasons. Ended up in Seattle, now is a hot commodity. He gets his choice of where he wants to play. Beats the outside edge again. Well bowled from Funny. Again, something to think about when you talk about the scouting for these Florida sides, and Orlando is just there on this ground. We'll talk about them. You know, where was Funny Samadry? And it's the whole Florida miss, and not just Orlando. In the air, should be taken. Simple catch. Looking to go over the top, just missed out on it. Again, don't hate the idea. Everyone inside the ring, try to take him over the top of the offside. Just missed it. And that's okay. It happens, especially when you're playing the bowler like Funny Samadry of his caliber. Biplin has to go. And he showed some good intent, showed some good shots. Promising young talent for the Galaxy. They're going to want to build on him for next season.
Just follow him back. No, man, otherwise I didn't get it. You should follow him back.
And that'll bring out the new man into the middle. Looks like the new man is going to be the bowler who was able to take a big wicket early. Bhaskar gonna suck deep. Hardik Desai now on strike in this new over. Here Patel to bowl out. Bowled him, cleaned him up, and that'll be the match. Again, don't hate it from Hardik Desai. Looking to try to score, looking to try to play a big shot, just too close, cramped him for room. And here Patel cleans up what was a smooth mess here for the Orlando Galaxy. The Atlanta Lightning, they do everything. Again, that's just almost what this game has entailed. This right here, looking to go big, missing it, staying low, and the Orlando Galaxy just never able to get into the game. Atlanta Lightning took it from them early. The Galaxy with the bat, a string of low scores to continue. Just the one man into double figures. That's Dimitri Adams with 18. 2 wickets for Junaid Siddiqui, 2 for Funny Samadry, 2 for Neve McNally, 2 for Heer Patel, and 1 for Pankaj Kumar Rao. It's been a pleasure bringing you this matchup between the Atlanta Lightning and the Orlando Galaxy. The Atlanta Lightning, they win the game by 98 runs. Terrific. Thank you so much for joining us here at the Putnam Veers Cricket Complex here in the first day of Labor Day weekend cricket in minor league cricket. We thank you so much for your tunage and tuning in to today's coverage. For myself, Om Patel, and for our entire production team led by our producer and director, Babar Beg, we thank you so much, and we can't wait to see you next time. Starts off with the single, with the dot ball there. The bowling. On the legs, given. It looked like it rolled over. Long gone inside. This time over long off. That's an area of liking for Dimitri Adams. Saw the width, pounced on the length. The leading wicket taker in 2022 picks up a wicket. Hit in the air, taken. Heer Patel made it look easy in the end. Lower one. Now full and straight. Beats everything. Unlucky end to the over for McNally. Deserved something better than that. They're going to need some more boundaries. Straight back down the ground. More of this. Has he been taken? Oh my goodness, was that a one-handed catch running around? Is that Funny Samadry? But as we see the end of Praveen Bora, you want to see your players try. Now there's no point playing with net run rate. Bowled him. Heer Patel went for the Yorker. In the air, who wants it? The slog sweeps out. And the fielder's underneath it. He's Orlando. In the air, should be taken. Simple catch. Looking to go over the top, just missed out on it. Again, don't hate the idea. Everyone inside the ring, try to take him over the top of Heer Patel to roll out. Bowled him, cleaned him up, and that'll be the match. Again, don't hate it from Hardik Desai. Looking to try to score, looking to try to play a big shot, just too close, cramped him for room. And here.
You're watching the Sunoco Minor League Cricket Championship, brought to you by our 2023 partners.